This conference will now be recorded.
All right, the recording started. So what I did, the quick fix yesterday problem, I reinstalled uh, the Google Chrome and Edge, and imported and exported and imported my bookmarks. So after that, immediately it got fixed. So let me log on to the IBP. So last time we were doing an exercise on this slide, how to implement the product life cycle, right? And we have created that profile for the new one. So I'll just quickly go there, manage product life cycle. So planning area, let us choose our planning area, which is this. Press go. So this is the one, this is our new product for which there is no history, but we are taking the reference product as an old product so that 100% of its history gets copied to this product, and the forecast can be calculated for the new one. Even there is no history, it will take the reference history of this 100%, and then from uh, 11th month of 2020 till this period, um, January, sorry, 11 1 2022 and 11 14 2020. Okay, so close to 2 years, not exactly 2 years, but close to 2 years it is taking into account, and then it will calculate the forecast, right? And the important thing in the forecast is, if I go to the stats forecast, so we need to tick mark that product life cycle has to be considered. So where do we do that? So I'll go to an app called as uh, manage forecast models. So in this app, I'll filter the relevant one. I'm going to the planning area so that we can go to the relevant profiles. So for example, now here we see that this is the one which is ZHS stats model. So let us go inside this. Let me change the description also. This is not best fit because we have copied it, so it got this that model. And this is the important one, that product lifecycle information. If we do not take this, then the settings in this app will not be considered. If we are asking the system to calculate the forecast of this, so it will not recognize, it will just say that there is no history available, it will not calculate. But if we have tick marked this, then it will search that if we have defined this relationship with the reference product, it will copy the history of the reference product. It will not exactly copy, but it will refer the history and then calculate the forecast. So copy is something that we'll discuss after this topic. So consider product lifecycle information. This is tick mark. And then if we run this model, then whatever we have defined in the forecasting model, we have told the automated exponential smoothing. So based on the parameter that we have given, it will just pick up the method, whether it is single, double exponential, or triple exponential, according to the trend is available, the seasonality is available, right? So all that stuff that we have studied in the past, it will consider the one of the method in the exponential smoothing, and then it will calculate the forecast. So now let me open the Excel to run this forecast for the new product, where there is no history, but we have defined the reference and we did the tick mark that consider the product life cycle. So let's see that. So last time it was not working. So I'll tell you the reason why it did not work. Now, the reason it did not work is we have the actuals quantity associated with unit of measure. So there is one more important um, master data unit of measure conversion factor. There we need to define the product and which conversion factor, for example, each or it is pieces, we need to define there. So which exactly I'm talking about is I'm going to the master data, and I whenever I create any new product, I need to make sure that unit of measure conversion factor, this one, is also defined for that particular new product. So for example, this is my new product. Now I have defined it, each unit, and I checked it that it was then considering the forecast for this. So
So
last time,
you have to pay for all the
yeah,
units, whatever the IBP 100. There is four,
uh,
you must define all the four.
no, no. Whichever we are, for example, now if we are using each, so each one is a must that we should define. So other ones, if we define, so whenever, you know, um, we are converting it to another unit, it will just come here and convert it. So whichever is needed, that one we can do. So because for the earlier product it was four, so I just copy pasted for this product as well. But it's
Okay.
not mandatory that you define all the four. You will define the relevant one which that you will be using, because normally there will be each or either pieces that will be using in our projects. So normally you will see those ones, but I've just defined four so that I can also show you up that how the unit conversion works from one to another. If we just take px, it should show half of the half of the numbers that is appearing on the screen, because this is zero point 0.5 after the conversion. So
But
this is
when we
how.
copied it, when we created the new product ID, but
Yeah,
did we put use data measure? I mean,
yes. So now we have put that relationship, because this unit of measure will be already defined in the
okay,
unit of measure tab. So if I go to edit and then do this plus, so this unit of measure is already defined here as a part of Maseta, because when we are loading that
yeah,
one by one Excel as a part of Maseta, this will already be defined. But whenever we define any new product, we have to associate that unit of measure with that product in this tab,
or
unit of
conversion.
measure conversion factor.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if this will not be there, then even if you have some data in one of the key figures such as actuals quantity, and that actuals quantity is related to unit of conversion factor, then that data will not show you up even if you have entered it into the backend using this key figure planning objects data. Even if you enter the data, but it will not be visible if you have not defined this unit of conversion factor. So that's why last time when we did this exercise, it did not calculated the forecast, which because it was not finding the planning objects,
Okay.
right? So if you see our last video, you will recall that it did not calculate because it was giving the messages that it did not find the planning objects. And the reason is, because the unit of conversion factor was not defined, it was not able to create the planning objects, it was not able to read that actual quantity is actually related to this new product. So that was the reason. So let me close this. Yeah, let me close this and let me open the favorites of the demand side template, and then we again resume that exercise of executing the product for the new forecast where there is no history, but we are expecting the forecast to be calculated based on the reference product. So what it should do ideally is, okay, so this is my old product. Okay, this is not a good tab. Let me go to the stats forecast. Yeah, so we have the actuals quantity and the stats forecast key figure for the old one, right? And this is the history. So what it will do from 2020 11th month, right? From this month, it will just take the history, and then it will consider the history for whichever valid from and valid to we have given, and we are expecting the forecast. So forecast should be calculated from this month now. From the November month, it will calculate the forecast, and I think forecast of the new product also will be, related to somewhere around this figures. So for example, now it is becoming zero because earlier it was in thousands, the actuals quantity, and now, uh, you know, it it has suddenly decreased. So somewhere it is 39, and then so it will decline. So it will decline and it is becoming zero. So whatever the forecast trend we see for the original product, the similar kind of forecast we should see for the for our product, right? So similar means, because we are considering the history from mid of November, so some figures will change of the forecast, but it should not change much. It should align within this range. So that will give us some idea. So let me go to the edit filter, and I'll put the new product as well. So new product is that version 1 that we created. This is the one, and let me say okay, okay, okay. All right. So now I'll just execute. So I'll execute on the new product. So you will realize that on the new product there is no history, but we are expecting the forecast. So this is the one that we just changed with that tick mark, product life cycle, and this is the one, each units, and filter. So this time I'll say run it for the new product, which is IBP 100 and version 1. So I just executed it. Let's give few seconds. Let me refresh it. If it is finished, it should give the. So now you see here, it has given the forecast for the new product, which is here, and then again it is declining from this month, and then it is coming up. So had we given some more history in this September and October month and in July month, it would not have declined to this much forecast in the future. even for the new product, because what it is doing is, though it has no history on its own, but it is considering the history 100% of its reference product, and the reference product is IBP 100 here, right? So now this is the way
Yeah,
that
only the 22 December is changed to 478,
yeah,
right?
478. Yeah, exactly. Because the forecast would have been calculated based on the history value, and the history value was starting somewhere in the mid of November. So it would have taken half of that, not 6,000 something. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
how, yeah, yeah. So that's how you see that the numbers are a little bit
But if it is
different.
fine for both product, it's kind of confusing, right? I mean, so this is kind of like, where would they take? Like the new product is like 22 December, or they have to consider both product, or they should consider only the latest one, the forecast starting from 22 November.
Yeah, so generally, you will see that whenever such kind of stuff happen, so they will do something called as realignment means they will first of all shift the data of the old product to the new product, meaning whatever the history you have in the old product, they will shift it to the new product, and that process is called realignment. So you brought me to another topic which I wanted to cover, so let's talk about it.
Oh, the product lifecycle management realignment is different. That's kind of
Yes,
interrelated.
yes, yeah, yeah, they both are different.
Okay.
And yeah, so product life cycle is more of you are planning for a new product, even if the old product also exists in the market. It will have some kind of demand, but it will not be that much according to as compared to the new product. But still it is live, maybe few customers are still coming up, and for some reason, if we would have told that, if we would have signed an agreement that at least for 3 years this product has to be there in the market and the services will be available, if that kind of agreement is there and we are at the end of the period, still we are maintaining the old product, but we are focusing on the life cycle of the new product, where we do not have the history of the new product because there is no sales that it has undergone, it has newly introduced. So we just take the reference of the old, and then so this is something called as the uh, life cycle management from the product perspective. And the realignment is something, so for example, the realignment is this. So realignment could have different reasons. So let's say the plant is shutting down. There is plant 101. So plant 101 is shutting down um, in America region, New York, and they want to bring up new plant which is maybe geographically close to the center of all other distribution centers where they have to deliver the product. So new plant build up in America region. Let's say that new plant has come up. So what you will do, so if there is product A which was associated, which was getting manufactured at this plant, and the same product A is now getting associated with a new plant. So what you will do, whatever the demand was there at this plant will get shifted to the another manufacturing plant of the same product, right? So here it can be the same product but different plant, right? So which is getting realigned. Or there could be a case where the product itself is different. There was product A getting manufactured, but now there is product B which is now getting manufactured. So demand A will realign its demand to another product, and then uh, the demand realignment, we have several features also, that how do we want to look at it after we realign, meaning the old data, right? This is old and this is new. The old data remains there, or we do have an option that old data wipe out after it is copied, after it is copied or it is realigned to the another one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, now you see this
One is
one.
basically the plant realignment and also the customer realignment or any other things.
Yeah, yeah. Any of those attributes. Yeah, exactly. And another is about the, the new product is introduced. You want to plan that product, and it will have its cycle. It will have its start phase. It will have its maturity phase. Then it will have the decline phase, right? All the phases will be there. So phase wise, you will plan. That will be your life cycle management, right? So how do we tackle the um, realignment stuff? How do we implement it? So again, there is an app called as um, manage realignment. I think it is rules application. It is there. Manage realignment rules. So this app, you will go and then, so I'm going to an app, manage realignment rules. So this is very interesting. Let me delete the old one. Let us create it from the new. All right. So first thing, we just click on the create button, and it will ask us that, every realignment will be related to a project. So we can manually create it, or, if we have it in Excel or something, we can also, upload it. We can also upload this from a file. So for example, in some projects there will be many old and then many new products where they want to realign. So in that case they will just um, uh, have it in the Excel and then upload the
What
data.
is the planning area in the project, or is it a project and planning area in terms of hierarchy? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Nick.
it first is the project. Under the
Yeah.
project, it will be the planning area, and under
Okay.
the planning area, you will define the realignment steps. So it is one, then two, and then it is three here.
Oh, okay.
The steps you will define, that that which is your product, and then
But we normally run all the analysis and then, reporting everything by one planning area, right? I mean, that's what I'm kind of confused.
yes,
Uh,
yes, yeah. There will be one planning area for which you will be having all your key figures and all your data, all your master data, transaction data, and then you will plan on that. So, for example, now here our planning area that we are considering is is this one. So normally in your production environment there will be one planning area. If they are doing some um, special stuff, they will have another planning area, but you will not see many that are uncountable in number. That situation won't be there. One or maximum two. So I have seen most of the projects, they carry one planning area. In that one planning area they will manage everything. So you will always select the planning area which is relevant, and then here you are specifying any project name. So you will give any name to this one. So this is data realign, and you will just say that. Now this one status is also important. Now we are preparing, so by default the status will be in preparation. So then it will go into the review status, and then it will go into the approved status. So sometimes what happens is, for example, there is a demand planning team. uh, you know um, there will be some guys who will be just uploading the file and then or entering it manually for some of the key products. So that will be in preparation state. So their lead will come and they will review it, and they may approve it. So we'll see the different stages of this project, which is known as the project status. And then you click on this create button. Okay. So step name, you can give any step name. Uh, you know, this is for example the product realignment. Now what you want to do is, let's say that you want to realign all the history what you have here into the new product, which is IBP 100. Let's do this exercise, realigning the data from the old product, which is our old product, which is IBP 100, to the new product, which is IBP 101. So basically you are realigning the data. So let's say that this is product realignment, and here you have the attributes. So what you are realigning, you are realigning the product ID. So the technical name is PRD ID, which is product ID, is equal to source. So source is, let's say, your IBP 100. Target, your target is you are realigning it to the new product, which is version 1. And further more selection if you have, you want to do it, let's say for ABC value A, or any other you know filter criteria. If you want to give, you can always go here and then give it. If you don't, it will just do it anyway for that product. So here this is an important point, that if we do delete source planning objects, then what is the source planning object? It is IVP 100. It will just delete that planning object itself. But if we do not, because sometimes it makes sense that that is totally now out of the market. Let's say IVP 100 is out of the market, that is no longer be associated with the production, or no longer orders are being accepted. All the old orders have been marked as completed. So then we can also choose this option of the source object, getting rid of that. And then important is, from the data perspective, if we want to delete the values of the planning object of the source key figure. So source key figure in this case is what? For example, we want to realign on the actual quantity, right, from this product. So this source data will also get deleted if we choose this option. And we do have other options as well. It will just say reduce the values, and we can also uh, you know keep the values. Keep the values means the old values, it will be there, and the new values will also be copied, right? Delete the values and planning objects itself. So if we do not take the above one, we can also, have the option of deleting the planning
If the
object
values and planning
records.
object records, which meaning it
The
deletes all the
product
history
itself,
and then
yeah,
for custom for the old products. Is that right?
yeah, uh, uh, for example, the actual history, that key figure that we'll be selecting. So it will just delete that values as well as the planning objects associated with it. Let's say the IBP 100, and then the related plants associated with it and customer, all that planning objects records, it will also delete it. So now, for example, if we say keep values, then it won't delete anything, and we have to tell to the system, is it applicable for all the key figures or any selected key figures? So we have that options. We can say all key figures except the key figures which have this conversion currency ones, right? Conversion key figures, or all key figures except selected key figures. So whatever key figures we select here, that it will not impact, but except from it, it will impact all other key figures. On the safer side, whenever we run the realignment, we go for the selected key figures, because it will not happen that we want to realign it for all the key figures, right? So it will rarely happen that we want to do it, but technically there is an option, we can already choose it. So if we select the selected key figure, it is asking me which key figure. Now in this exercise, what I want to do is, I want to realign all the demand from actuals quantity to the actuals quantity key figure, right, for the new product. But I do not want to delete these values, so therefore I'm telling to the system that keep values of the source one and realign it to the new one. So this is my key figure that I'm interested in. If I'm interested in more key figures, so I can just select the ones which I want to realign, and then you know mark it here. They will be marked here. Multiples also we can select, and this is important. 100% we want to copy or 50%, meaning, let's say that for this period, November, I want to copy 100%, then 6600 will be copied here. If I want to copy 50%, then 3300, half of it will be copied here. So let's say that we say 50% of it, and from which period to which period I want to copy. So let's say that I just want to copy it for November period, just to see that how it looks like. So I will start it from November 2020, which was that? I think 2020 it was. So I want to do it for 2020 November, right? So let's concentrate on only this one. So let me highlight this. So what we are doing is, we are just concentrating it on the November month to realign the data for only this period, from this product to this product, keeping these values. 50% it should calculate, and it should do it. So 2020 November, from first onward till 2020 November till the last. So let's say that whole November I'm covering, and half of it, so it should become 6600, half of it. So I'm just applying it. So now if I go to the job and then try to execute it, then we will see the results. So let me create the job for this.
It was, if you just save it, it says in preparation mode. Once you run the
Yeah,
job, it will say okay.
yeah. This is it, and that is the important point. That is what I wanted to bring. This is an this is in the preparation phase. Then how does this behaves, right? In the preparation phase, because it is not yet reviewed by anyone. So will it allow us to use? That's the question. So it should not allow us to use this because it is still in the preparation phase. Uh, oh, double P. So now I'm just going to the create button and I'll just say, okay. So the template, I'll take this one. So name, I can give anything. And then step two, I want to start it immediately. And then step three. So here you see that it is asking the project name. So whatever project we have defined here, the name of it, we have already saved it. Or let me just create it. So I'm finally clicking on the create button so that it is created. So it is now created in the preparation phase. So let us see that whether it gives. So the name is the ZHSC data realignment. So I'm going here and yeah, it is giving, it is in preparation phase. But now you see that, you know, now you see that what it is not allowing me to do, it is not allowing me to remove this simulation tab. The reason is the real run will only happen that once it is in approved state. This one. So this is important, guys, because now you see that it will allow me to simulate like how the results will come up after the step one is executed. um, you know but it will not allow me to do the real run. Even if I remove this, it is again bringing up that tick mark here. So what I need to do is, before I run it, I for example, now I am a lead and one of my uh, team member has done this, I will just review it, and then while reviewing I will just set to in review. So now it is in review status. So after review I can just uh, approve it, or again set it to preparation. If I want to do some changes, I can just set it to preparation. If I want to approve it, I will just set to approve. Or if I want to discard it kind of, or delete it, I can use this button, or set to obsolete. So now this is no more applicable. So in this case I'm telling it to be approved. So now you see here it is approved. So one more time I'll just go here and then I'll just select this parameter, this one. So now you see that the status is approved, and now I can remove this simulation button. See, now it is allowing me because I can do the real run. So if I just want to simulate the data just to see that you know uh, how does it behaves um, without running the real run,
Okay.
so I can just do the simulation. So now I am just scheduling it. So now it is in process, so let it run. So now what it should do is, after this is finished, it should we have tried copying the history of November month, but not fully. We have given to the system that do it 50% of it only. So 3300, we should see that in the actuals quantity it should come up. It is now finished. I'm going to the Excel, guys. I'll refresh it, and then let's see. Yeah, so this is how you can just, if you give 100%, you give 80%, it will just calculate that percentage and then it will show up here. And whatever horizon you give, that from November 2020 till whole the horizon of the history, it should just copy. So then in the profile, when we are creating that realignment, we just have to give that particular period. That's it, it will copy all the data. So for now, to focus to understand, so we have just taken the November one so that we can understand this. But you can give any number of periods that you want to realign it. And then if you want to realign it for the same
So
product to a different brand.
when it happen a realignment, we still going to use that, like if you use the selected automated smoothing, that's still going to select the same statistical forecast for the realignment product as well, or the realignment to the new plant as well. Like
Say again. Say again.
the forecast methods, correct? The forecast
Haha.
methods, whatever
Yeah.
the forecast method is in the IBP 100, is that going to use the same forecast method to calculate the forecast for IBP
No,
100?
it's
That's
not mandatory. It's not mandatory. So now we want to calculate the forecast for this. So any other method as well we can choose. So now, because we can choose any method for this and then run the forecast. So it's not, so I can create a new profile where I do not want to use the automated exponential smoothing which was used for this. I can choose, let's
if
say
you
the
don't select it, it
yeah.
will use the same method. Is that right? If I don't,
No, I can create any profile with another method and run it for this particular realigned product. So that's not a problem.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that is about the calculation of the forecast. This is about the realign the history. So once the history is available, it is same as any other product you can run with any other method to calculate the forecast. So
Okay,
once
okay.
your history is copied now, it is like a normal product as your IBP 100. As you were treating IBP 100, you can treat in the same way as IBP 100 version 1. You can choose any method for it, or you have 4 or 5 methods you want to apply the best fit algorithm for this, you can do very well. All right. Yeah, so this is what, guys, I wanted to cover in the demand topic. So we'll meet again, in the next session with something new topic in our next class. So that's it for today, that I wanted to cover these two important topics. Hope uh, you followed it, and now it is, at least the concept is clear. So if you want, I think Jay, you joined late, you can go through the recordings, but I'm sure that you'll be able to follow it. So these are not so complex. Yeah, you will definitely follow it.
For
So
sure.
in case in case you want to realign the data of the same product to a different plant, so just you have to, wherever you have defined your this one, the steps inside this, if I go, So wherever you have defined your attributes, so you will also say that, from this to target value also IBP 100, but what you will give is you will add, and then you will also say that location is equal to plant 101, and here target value you will give 102. So like that you will manage the attributes mapping. So on whatever attributes you want to realign the data, you can just give it here. All right. So that's it, guys, for today, and then see you again in our next session.
Now that's we are finishing the demand planning. Now we are going to move to the supply planning, right? So that's what it is, I guess. So next
Yes,
class.
yes, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
supply planning, and uh, you know what we can do is we'll see if we cover up the inventory first, because that's the sandwich between supply and then demand, and then
Mhm.
we move to the supply side, because supply side is again going to take uh, weeks time, because we will be talking about a couple of scenarios. So we'll see, one of them we will just pick it up, and then supply maybe we can pick it later, and followed by then dashboards and all, we'll see them
Okay. So basically, we'll
during.
be using the demand planning data and the inventory with the safety stock and everything, and then we go to
Yeah,
supply.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
all
Thank you
right.
so much, Estes.
Yeah, thank you for joining and for your patience, and then see you again. And take care, guys,
Sure.
both of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.